First of all, Scotty, can I say congratulations on Down Under Paintball?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's I'm enjoying it. It's done a lot better than I thought it would. So, yeah, I'm really happy with the reception it's received. But it's all a big learning experience. Like every time I talk to someone, I'm just they'll drop four or five names that I might have forgotten or never even heard of, and then that just you look into that person, or you start following like a little bit about them, and then that just it just keeps like getting wider and wider. And yeah, there's a lot of history in it. It's sort of unfortunately, I guess, without the internet and without the way that we're like recording things these days, it's sort of just been forgotten. It's weird because like for me it was for so long I just like all this stuff was happening, but while I was playing I was just I was in my lane, just so like focused on exactly what I was doing at that time. But now I could sit back and watch it. Actually, it's just like all these things were happening the whole time that I was focused on my one little tiny world. And it's crazy just how big paintball is. I didn't think it was as to me it was Sydney, and that was about it.
Okay, let's talk about some jerseys now.
Yeah, sweet.
So
Just gonna
start us
move
start
back.
us anywhere you'd like.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'll unfortunately my first SWAT jersey. So I'll give a bit of background on my collection. So over the years I had quite a few jerseys. Did like some jersey trades and things like that. Collected jerseys from teams that I guessed it on, and as the sport, as I played less, and when I got my injury, I sort of was like, no, I need to just sort of step away from the sport, and so I gave a lot of things away. A lot of handed a lot of gear to new players, and sometimes I would just turn up to a practice and just be like, here's a gear bag full of stuff, take it. Or maybe like $10 for something here and there. So I see my jerseys out there every now and again, but none of them have my name on it. So that's sort of where, it's something that it was one of the old school pros told me when I was pretty young, like laughed at me once. They said, well, why are you wearing someone else's name on your back? I said, oh, it's a cool thing. I want to respect that player. And they said, no, like you got to respect yourself. So my first actual SWAT jersey that I kept. Here we are. Yeah, so that's the jersey. Is that?
Yeah.
No, this is back then as well. I was a cool kid, so I used to always spell my name with a K. Uh, so
Okay.
that's just how my later jerseys didn't have that. Yeah, that's right. So we got this jersey just before World Cup Asia. So we played the Super Sevens that year in the old like grey skull jersey, and then moved on to this one just for World Cup Asia. So we got heaps of new gear that event. That was really cool. It was towards the end of Darren Clegg's career. I don't know if you know who he is, but he was a
No.
massive, big idol of mine. Hopefully I'll have him on the show soon, so people can get to know who he was. But he was like the hotness, like the real good paintball player in Sydney. And then getting to play with Adam and another guy, Sonic, all the old school SWAT guys before they all retired. So that was a fun event. Yeah, so this is the next SWAT jersey. So the pretty plain. I think this is where you notice our jerseys. So yeah, this one, I think I was actually a bit annoyed because it had the C on
The
it. I was
C.
like, no, you spell it with a K. So yeah, this is also, I picked up the number 22. It was Andy Copcock. Do you know who he is?
No, I don't think so.
He played for the Philly All Americans back in the day. He was one of the Americans that first came over, with Adam and those guys. He sort of, we jokingly were talking about this number, and somehow 22 came up. He was teaching me how to do maths. 2 times 2 equals 22. So that's where 22 came from.
Okay. 2 times
Yeah.
2 equals 22. All right.
Yeah. Paintball maths. All right. Yeah. So this is my least favorite SWAT jersey.
Okay.
But I say least favorite, but I think we had the most amount of success with this jerseys. And we yeah, we held on to these ones for quite a while. You can see a theme here because we were doing a lot of travel. So Mike was always putting anywhere you could find. Where are we? Yeah, it's got Southern Cross. It's got the Australian flag all over it.
Yep.
Yeah, Mike wanted people to know we were from Australia, but I just couldn't. I was not a fan. So this was So people think SWAT get a lot of cool things. They're like, oh, you guys are on SWAT, like you get all the cool gear. Well, Mike was, this is when Mike had started his paintball assassin brand. So this was like his flagship. Like wanted this jersey, he wanted people to get in it. So SWAT is the crash test dummies. We
Yeah.
get I remember putting jerseys on and like you play 1 point. No, Mike, the seam ripped. Oh, you guys are diving too hard. And it's like, Mike, that's what we need to do. Like, so we were always the testers. So we get a lot of broken gear. So yeah, I do remember having several of this jersey because yeah, we were testing it a lot. But
Used
Mike
them
really
up.
wanted to display that you could get different colored piping on the jersey. So we got this weird green, yeah, just I don't know this thing here. There was a lot of things,
Oh,
but it
I don't
was
know.
free,
I don't
so
mind
yeah.
that. I don't mind the piping. I have a jersey that's got red piping all around it. I like that.
Yeah, red's cool. I just didn't like this color. I don't know. Yeah, it was a cool jersey, but it was just out of all of them, was my least favorite, just for that reason. Well, me and Matt Roberts just used to always anything Mike came out with that he thought was a cool idea, we always tried to put it on him. So yeah, there was a lot of conversation about the green piping. So yeah, then this is my last or second last jersey. So this one's sort of like to me the iconic. Yeah, how are you going seeing the jerseys? All good?
Yeah, no,
You
it's all
want me to
good.
move
It's
back?
good.
Yeah.
I was just trying
So,
to read. Does that say killing since certain date?
yeah, so a lot of the
91.
91. Yep. A lot of Mike's jerseys, um, yeah, that want to always throw back to, like, I think Mike and that have done some thinking and some, going back in the books. And I think they actually predate like the Iron Man, like Bob Long's Iron Man and stuff like that. So I think like Sydney SWAT could be, like Mike always says it is, but I'm pretty sure it could be the oldest paintball team in the world.
Wow.
Um, yeah, but yeah, this jersey here, like this was just when we were rolling. Like this was just good times in this jersey. This is when things were starting to click, and when we was really starting to fire off and get all our W's was in this jersey here. So the one thing I was just having a look at there, something I remember. I don't even know if is Sly still around?
Oh,
Do they still exist?
uh,
Yeah,
the last thing I remember Sly doing was the Sly Profits, and those are,
yeah.
yeah.
So
And they did
that's what I
barrels too,
also.
no?
Yeah, we spent like 2 seasons in the Sly Profits, the masks, and
Hmm.
they weren't good.
Yeah. Was
Yeah, well,
that just before Envious?
yeah. So yeah, that's right. This was that the yeah before Envious and that big fold. So yeah, so I had the season off in 2014 as well. So when Envious got formed, that was when I had a break for a year too. So this was like the last sort of yeah, when I was like full time with SWAT, I guess was my last jersey. Yeah, I had to have a little break from the sport. That was when yeah other things got in the way, and it was a tough time when the Simpsons left and NBS got formed, and I wasn't really quite sure what I wanted to do, which team I wanted to play for, and I also was halfway on the fence of whether I should leave or not. So that was just the time I thought it was a good time to sort of step out there. Yeah, some of the wins came easy, but yeah, that year was definitely that was hard. Yeah, 2013.